Welcome to Soltron. This is the video review for Dino Trainers X Heavy Tank. Here's a size comparison. Alright, let's take a look at this head sculpt. So he's got a very geometric and simple looking head, so it's all pretty much triangles and trapezoids. But yeah, not much going on. He doesn't really have a face, it's all pretty much a mask. But not too bad, it's kind of interesting looking. And if we zoom out and look at his whole body here, he's got very simple geometric designs, and the plastic is very smooth, so there's not a lot of greeble details. There's some back here, but there's not a lot of detail on this guy at all. And then he's got these giant treads on the back of his legs, and then really massive heel spurs so he doesn't fall backwards, so that's nice. And then he's got these little orange accents. Overall, I like this robot design, but he does look super generic, so he's probably like a 7, just kind of like an average looking robot, nothing special to be honest. And then he does have like this Ankylosaurus head, so I guess he's a tank Ankylosaurus, so he's like a Tankylosaurus. But yeah, it's interesting. I think this is maybe for a role-playing gimmick, because it just comes off. It doesn't do anything special, except for just add some detail to his chest. But yeah, there's really nothing to it. The mouth does open, so that's nice that it has that articulation, but there's not much going on there. And even without that on his chest, he looks mostly the same. I wouldn't say he looks much worse. He still looks fairly generic. And then he does come with this one accessory, which is kind of like this rail cannon weapon. So that's obviously for tank mode, but you can use that in robot mode as well. So that can peg onto his arm like Megatron, but kind of doesn't look right. It sticks out a little bit too much. And then when you peg it into his fist, this little piece of plastic here actually prevents you from pushing it all the way in. So if you straighten it out, he's barely holding on to it. So if you do it crooked, then the plastic doesn't interfere with him holding it, and then you can get it all the way in. So that's kind of poor engineering there, is that he can't really hold his weapon straight because there's a little plastic spur next to his fist. But he doesn't look too bad. You can get some interesting poses. So he's got your basic articulation of a 360 head, 360 shoulders on ratchets, obviously. He does have bicep swivels, so that's a nice surprise. And then he does have elbow joints almost 90 degrees. And then no wrist, no waist. And then you're going to have a full outward kick. And then you also get more than a complete knee bend because of transformation. And then because of transformation, this does rock forward. It also rocks backward for transformation. So you can get some forward and backward motion, but no pivot. So I don't know if that's going to really help with posing much. But yeah, he looks alright. And then I forgot to go over his directions, so just looks like this, pretty basic, nothing special there. And then I tried to run this through Google Translate, but it didn't understand any of this. But there's his name, Heavy Tank. And then on the back of the directions, you get this catalog of different robots. They have like a gold or yellow repaint of the space shuttle, which is pretty cool. And then he's got like a black outline, so I don't know how these two are different. The coloring's different, definitely different. And then it shows you some of the other robots that came before. So some of these I was tempted by, like the T-Rex train combiner was pretty cool looking, especially in this artwork. Really makes me regret not getting some of these from Sir Toys. And then I remember these guys coming out, and I really was not interested in them at all. But that's cool, it shows you like all the seasons. So I guess this is season 5 here. Okay, so transforming this guy is going to be really simple. First, you're going to just get rid of this Ankylosaurus head, and it doesn't really have a place for the transform mode. And then you're going to use the laser weapon and use these handles on the side. That's for vehicle mode. And then you're just going to rotate the shoulders forward. This is going to become the whole turret assembly. And then you can see there's this little notch here that's going to notch right here. And then you do the same thing with the other arm. And then you're just going to fold these together and then peg the cannon into the other fist. And now you have the top turret right there. And then you're going to want to rotate the head around and fold this back section up over the head to make this little box. And then you're going to open up these treads on the legs, and you're going to rotate those. And you can see that those are going to get into position here. And then you're going to fold up the heels and then rotate the legs all the way. And then you can see this tread's facing the wrong way, so you're going to have to rotate it and then just close it off right here. And that's basically your tank. You do the same to the other side. And then here's your completed tank mode. And I really like the way this looks. It's just like a futuristic tank. It's got a huge gap down here, a huge gap back here. It should definitely be more flush. But I still really like the look of this thing. I would pretty much rate this a 10. I just like the way it looks. It's missing some details, of course, in the treads. It could, yeah, I'll take that back. It could maybe a 9 because it's definitely got these gaps here. If this was more flush, definitely a 10 for me. Like if this could compress down, that would really fix the look of it. And then you got this ugliness. That's just the legs right here. The thighs just sticking out. And then if you didn't rotate the head, his face would be sticking up right there too. So there is some mess here. So yeah, a 9, and there is definitely some gappage, but just a really cool looking futuristic tank, and the colors really pop. I just really like the look of this thing. That's why I got this instead of the rocket, even though the rocket's probably the main character. Unfortunately, you end up with this Dino head that you just can't do anything with. Yeah, it doesn't peg in anywhere. I think they missed an opportunity. Maybe it'd be cool if there was like a little peg here and you could slot the Ankylosaurus head here, and this could be like a hybrid Ankylosaurus tank. So this could actually do something at least. But nope, not going to happen. And then here's how he scales with the Transformers Deluxe. So that's pretty appropriate size. That looks about right. And then I'd say the fun factor of this is pretty fun. I've transformed it several times. It's just pretty nice in hand. So just simple figure. It probably needs a gimmick. So it's kind of like an 8. It's just satisfying to transform back and forth. And it only takes a couple seconds. And then for the plastic quality, I would say that this plastic is pretty much a 10. I really don't feel any rough edges or anything like that. It feels very polished and finished, and it's very durable. So pretty great figure. So check my links in the description for robots that I'm selling. And then if you're interested in this series or all the other robots in this line, definitely use my Sir Toys link and buy from Sir Toys. I'll see you next time.